The man witnessed a terrifying scene. Not daring to stay any longer in this eerie place, he knew he had to leave immediately. He quickly ran downstairs. As he opened the door, he saw Da Zhuang standing outside. Suddenly, everything here seemed to return to normal. Da Zhuang took Hart away from the old house. On the way back, Hart recounted the strange events to Da Zhuang. But as an atheist, Da Zhuang didn't believe him. He thought it was just Hart's overactive imagination. However, Hart was convinced he hadn't imagined it before long. They returned to the small town. Seeing a crowd gathered ahead, they approached to find a fire raging. Hart heard that there were still children trapped inside. Ignoring the crowd's attempts to stop him, he rushed in. Inside, he quickly found a girl, but just as he was trying to figure out how to get her out, the girl suddenly turned her gaze to the side. Following her look, Hart saw a woman in black standing in the corner. At that moment, the girl, as if possessed, threw an oil lamp at her feet. In an instant, flames engulfed her. Hart realized that the woman was behind all of this. Watching the fire spread, he could only leave in despair. Once outside, he felt immense guilt over the girl's death. If he hadn't insisted on going to the old house, this wouldn't have happened. The townspeople cast strange looks at him, but he couldn't worry about that now. Thinking about his son, who was supposed to come find him, filled Hart with fear. However, communication wasn't advanced in those days. The only place in town with a radio was the inn, and they were clearly unwilling to help him. Determined to prevent a tragedy, Hart decided to help the woman in black find her son's remains. He hoped this would fulfill her last wish and spare his own son. Da Zhuang told him there were no leads on the boy, but Hart insisted he knew where the child was. So, the two returned to the old house once more. They reached the swamp where Hart had seen the child. Hart tied a rope around himself, intending to search for the boy personally. After feeling around in the mud for a while, he finally found the child's body. After cleaning off the muck, he placed the boy on a bed, waiting for the woman in black, hoping to resolve her lingering resentment. Meanwhile, something strange happened with the Zhuang. He saw a child's figure downstairs, and it walked into a room. Thinking it was his deceased son, he followed it inside, but once he entered the room, there was nothing there. Just then, he heard a noise behind him. Turning around, he saw a ghostly figure standing in the doorway. Before he could react, the door slammed shut by itself.